All right, guys, here for game 3. I am going to be on the play for this one. We are now sideboarded. If you haven't watched both mine and Ixidor's Dreams sideboarding videos, and
you should probably go and check them out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's not a Windswept Heath, so not the best land in Magic history. Let's start off with a nice little turn 1 discard spell. We haven't done that yet.
Off a swamp, how lucky.
NoLucksGiven, my friend. Let's see here. Double Wall of Roots is interesting. Eternal Witness is obviously a beating. I think the real pain here is this Wall of Roots number 2. So
you cut out. Are you still there?
Yeah, still here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You just cut out for a second. That is...
Oh, no worries.
It's definitely a little bit unfortunate. I feel like we are probably... you can't play around Smallpox, really, can you? At the very least, you're not going to get a full value Smallpox. You'll have to sacrifice a land, too. But I feel like you've either got a Smallpox or you've got a... Maybe you just have a Fatal Push, but I feel like you got a Smallpox, because otherwise it's a little bit greedy to leave us with this wall, I think.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to be said for the fact that I didn't snap Take Magus of the Moon out of your head, but you have to read that, not me.
Well, you also, you've got the swamp in play, so, there's just that aspect, too.
Well, you're not wrong.
But
let's see. Wall of Roots as expected.
You almost always see your opponent Inquisition your Eternal Witness, because otherwise you just get back whatever they take. There's a Flagstones, which means...
That's not incorrect.
Yeah, so here's a Thoughtseize, and this one's going to take the Magus, which means we still have...
Oh my god! You drew Windswept Heath, the best land in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, pretty lucky.
We're so busted.
Pretty lucky, and I think I'm going to follow it up with that.
Cracks Windswept Heath, presumably for a Plains.
Yeah, let's get Plains because we do have that Magus potential here, though I don't think that's going to be our immediate plan. I'm going to play a 4-drop.
Oh, wow, that's rude.
Land destruction, that deck. This isn't really just a land destruction deck. It's certainly seeming like it in these videos, but that is a decent portion of the deck's game plan.
Yeah, it's definitely... I don't know if it's land destruction, but mana denial definitely fitting.
For sure. I don't really even think I talked about this that much in my primer video that I did, but Magus of the Moon kind of acts as like a Spellskite of sorts, in that pretty much your opponent has to kill it, or they're not going to be able to kill your combo pieces when you play those, because you take them off their mana.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Luckily for me, I was preparing to play around this line a little bit, and so we're still in the driver's seat.
All right. Luckily, though, we do get to sacrifice a creature that I don't care about anyways, so...
Yeah, that is pretty pain in the balls. It's tough to say what we should be discarding here, but I think the correct play is to discard our friend.
Yeah, I'm discarding Kitchen Finks and sacrificing Avalanche Riders for sure.
Yeah, that thing has Echo. You're not paying that anyway.
This part I'm a little bit less sure of, though. I think I just sacrificed my basic forest here. It's going to give me
It's a good question.
Interesting types of mana, so...
Yeah, Wall of Roots is going to produce your green for you anyway, so worst case scenario, get yourself under a Blood Moon. You've got a creature that'll make you some green mana.
And I still have double green even.
Conversely, now that the Avalanche Riders is out of the way, I think that it is time to search up a basic so we can begin playing around other things later in this game.
Okay. And I have to choose if I want to grab my Avalanche Riders, my Kitchen Finks, or my Magus of the Moon back with this Eternal Witness.
Pretty loaded. Pretty loaded graveyard. This choice is really loaded.
They're all pretty good ones. I don't think I'm going to play around Liliana either. I think that you are not super likely to have a Liliana, but I also feel like Magus of the Moon might still be great here.
I mean, your deck is a trillion million copies of Blood Moon. I think it does bear noting that you're still likely to draw into them. However, it does behoove you to have one as soon as possible, to lock me out as soon as possible.
Yeah, just right. And the earlier you get the Blood Moon down, the better of an effect that it's going to have. So I'm going to go ahead, grab that Blood Moon. It's going to potentially lock us out of the game a little bit too. And then I'm just going to play Stomping Grounds tapped. Like, I had the mana to recast the Avalanche Rider here too, so...
That is a filthy, savage, dirty draw on our part, and I don't think that...
Oh, jeez.
I don't think that that's right. That's just wrong. Now we don't care about Blood Moon awkwardly for our opponent.
Yeah, some Lingering Soul Spirits here. Is that what we're seeing?
That being said, we don't care about it, but we're absolutely not going to let him have it.
Oh, interesting. You do have some Lilianas still. Okay. Well, didn't matter what I grabbed. It was going to the bin regardless here. Alright, we're going to play a Scavenging Ooze and then tick Liliana down to 2.
Ooze your daddy. Oh, man. That's not a bad one. Not a bad one, Lux. Let's see if we can respond in kind.
Yeah, you're pretty much hellbent at this point, which is not bad for us.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I think I'm ahead on the board.
It's a tough situation. I think we actually have to lose Liliana. I don't think we can keep her on this board state.
I think so.
I think she has to die. So let's make him make a decision.
All right, in response, I'm going to float a green mana. That's my decision.
Fair enough.
If you flaying tendrils me.
With that being the case, I think we just go ahead and tag some power off the board and pass it on back.
Yeah, that one's not that bad. That's actually just as good as a flaying tendrils here, I suppose, because I could have grown my Scavenging Ooze in response. So Ooze wasn't dying here regardless.
Yeah, no, Ooze is definitely going to survive that turn. You played it well.
Yeah, and I want to continue to make Ooze big, pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Try to clock you as much as I can here. And yeah, I'm just going to continue to make Scavenging Ooze as big as possible here.
Seems wise. That or he drew something not worth playing. One way or another, pumping the Ooze and accelerating the clock is pretty big, right?
Yeah, I think so. This lets me kill you next turn unless you find an answer. So
Right.
Two
Find something or die.
From my 2-drop is pretty reasonable, I feel.
So let's not draw Shambling then.
Yeah, Gideon over there. Wow. What a draw. Okay.
Unfortunately, we lost our Swamp earlier, so this is going to cost us a bit of damage. But
okay.
We can't afford to lose this game either, so let's not.
Oh, damnation. That's fair. Okay. This seems reasonable now. Yeah, fuck it.
When you just can't get there with Flaying Tendrils.
Let's do it again.
Oh, man. That feels great right now. I gotta say, I've never seen a Blood Moon that I've been happier about. That is fine. You can have that.
Yeah, I'm sure you feel
all we
happy
gotta
about
do
it
is
right now.
All we gotta do is draw Lingering Souls, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I'm trying to consider. I don't think you have any single black mana spells that I have to worry about. I mean, I could pop up your deck list right now, but I feel like all of your spells that you have...
Oh, no, did you really draw another Avalanche Riders? You son of a bitch!
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
All the luck's taken. That is what I like to call a savage beatdown, my friend.
I think that's going to be good enough. You can't push me.
That's gonna be really good.
I'm going to pay for this echo.
Oh, man. What a savage draw. Oh, that's
you got
hurtful.
one turn to draw. What can you draw for a single black? Anything?
Collective Brutality.
Oh, Collective Brutality. That's a pretty good one. All right, one turn to draw Collective Brutality so that you can gain 2 life and have one more turn.
You know, I wish when you're at 1 life you could still pay 2 life just so you could send a message.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you cannot pay life. The Blood Moon gets it again, and I might just take a look at my sideboard. I might switch around my sideboard a little bit. These Blood Moons are definitely good, even though I boarded all but one of them out.
Oh my god, what are you, a madman? Oh my god, he's a madman.
Yeah. No, I've got another Blood Moon in hand.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, there's Lingering Souls right on top. 2 turns late. Fuck you, Lingering Souls.
I think that was more than 2 turns late. I think that was like 4 turns late at this point.
Yeah, accurate. But, all right, that's game 3, guys. We'll see you all back for game 4 of the series. After this, don't go nowhere.